Forgiveness. It's one of the most powerful words we know, and one of the hardest to live out. The moment you hear it, something stirs, a memory, a wound, a name. You don't choose what comes to mind, it just shows up. That's because forgiveness isn't just a principle, it's personal. And today isn't about pretending the pain didn't happen. It's about giving you a way forward. Some people wait years, even decades, for someone to say, "I'm sorry." But the truth is, freedom doesn't come from someone else's apology. It comes from your decision. Picture this. You're carrying a backpack filled with bricks. Every brick a betrayal, a lie, a loss. You take it to work, to dinner, even to worship. One day someone says, "Why do you put that down?" And you say, "I'm waiting for the one who loaded it to take it off." But they may never come back. And that doesn't mean you have to keep carrying the weight. You don't need their hands to lay down your pain. That power is in your hands. Forgiveness is like tearing up the invoice on a debt, but healing? That's more like repairing the water damage the debt left behind. You might choose to forgive someone who hurt you and feel strong until you scroll past their photo or hear their name again and the ache comes rushing back. That doesn't make you weak. That means you're human. You forgave the moment, but you're still carrying the weight. Healing takes time, and when your emotions don't line up with your decision, don't panic. Just whisper, "God, I forgive them, and whatever I can't release yet, your grace will carry." And let's clear this up. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Imagine someone breaks your trust deeply. Forgiving them means you let go of the bitterness, but it doesn't mean you give them the same access to your heart. Forgiveness opens the door to healing. Reconciliation requires proof that it's safe to walk together again. One is a gift, the other is earned. Boundaries aren't bitterness, they're wisdom with skin on. Let me tell you a story. A young woman I met once told me she hadn't spoken to her father in years. He abandoned their family when she was a child, and she carried that pain into adulthood. She said, "I can't forgive him. He doesn't deserve it." And she was right. He didn't. But then she said something even deeper. "But I don't deserve to keep hurting because of what he did either." That's when the shift began. She didn't call him, she didn't write him a letter, but she did kneel beside her bed and say, "God, I release this pain. I release him. I don't want to carry it anymore." And something broke in the spiritual realm that night, not because her father changed, but because she chose to. And here's something you may need to hear. Triggers don't mean you failed, they mean you're still healing. A scent, a sound, a phrase, and suddenly the pain feels fresh again. You wonder, did I really forgive them if I'm still hurting? Yes, you did. Triggers aren't setbacks. They're signals. They reveal where your heart still needs care. Think of them as emotional bruises. When bumped, they hurt, but they also show you where the healing isn't finished. Forgiveness is a decision, healing is a journey. When a trigger hits, don't spiral into shame. Let it prompt a prayer. "God, I see the wound again. Cover this one too." So here's a practice that could transform your life. Pre-decided grace. It's waking up each morning and choosing in advance how you're going to respond when people frustrate you, disappoint you, or offend you. Like putting on armor before heading into battle. You won't stop every arrow, but they won't have to pierce you. Picture this. The day hasn't even started, but before you reach for your phone or check your email, you breathe deep and say, "God, I choose grace today," before anyone gets the chance to test me. That's pre-decided grace. It means your peace is protected before the first offense even shows up. Someone might cut you off in traffic, ignore your kindness, or speak out of turn, but your response is already settled. You've already chosen forgiveness, and because of that, you don't carry what they dropped. You move forward free. And when you're ready to live again, even in the smallest ways, that's what we call freedom habits. Imagine this. You've had a long, draining week. Everything in you wants to stay in bed and pull the covers over your head. But instead you get up, not because everything's okay, but because you're choosing not to stay stuck. You make your bed, open the blinds, put on real clothes, brew a cup of coffee, step outside and feel the sun on your face. It doesn't fix everything, but it reminds you you're still here. That decision, that's a freedom habit. A quiet, defiant act that says, I may be healing, but I'm not done living. So go create yours. Take the walk. Send the text. Make the meal. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. And over time, those small, courageous choices become a pattern of freedom. And don't forget, forgiveness is more than emotional healing. It's spiritual warfare. Ephesians 4 says, don't let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil a foothold. When you let bitterness linger, it creates a crack in your spiritual foundation. And where there's a crack, the enemy loves to crawl in. But forgiveness slams that door shut. Forgiveness doesn't just free your heart, it defends your soul. Go all the way back to Genesis. God tells Cain, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. Forgiveness is ruling over it. Forgiveness is spiritual resistance. Forgiveness is how you stop evil from multiplying through you. It's how you break the cycle. Now, place your hand on your heart. Feel that? That rhythm? That's purpose. That's life. That's your reminder that God is not finished with you. You are not your scars. You are not their mistake. You are not stuck in what they said or didn't say. You are forgiven. And because you're forgiven, you can forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. So speak this over your life. I'm not who hurt me. I'm not who left. I'm not what broke me. I am who God says I am. Loved, free, whole. If this spoke to your soul, share it with someone still hurting. Leave a comment. What are you choosing to release today? Subscribe, because every week we're doing the hard, holy work of healing and becoming whole again. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not a lost cause. You are not alone. God still has a plan for you. And the next chapter, it's peace.